What did Mark Carney offer you, Miss Begum?
The left are eating the left. Welcome back to Moose on the Loose. My name's David. Today we watch the NDP go after the NDP. Well, technically now it's the Liberals. We're talking about Carney's former NDP deputy leader who's now running for a Liberal seat. Well, the NDP members are pissed off at her, throwing wild F-bombs, getting pretty spicy. We got the new Conservative campaign ad. We've got Justin Trudeau in the news multiple times. We got some serious updates from Iran. Let's jump into this. We've got CTV quoting this one. "You've gone too far with this. Stumbling Juice Canada slams federal tax hike hitting 18% total this year." It's almost like they're trying to destroy this industry. The Liberals are trying to tax us into oblivion. Clearly, we need a complete rewrite of the Constitution where we have referendums to get rid of corrupt governments. When they abuse their power, the taxes in Canada are off the charts. I mean, just think of how much we're taxed and how much we get for our money. We get nothing. They send our money over to McKinsey, to China, to gender-sensitive farming in Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo. What do we get for our money? Our amazing healthcare where people literally die in the hospitals because there's not enough doctors there? Like, what are we getting for our money? We're just getting ripped off. Well-connected insiders are getting rich. Anyways, we'll move on here. Going on a bit of a rant. Moving ahead, we've got the new Conservative ad here. One of the two.
Canadians will hold account by their experience at the grocery store. They will form those judgments, and then, of course, accountability comes at the ballot box. Grocery store accountability. Grocery store accountability. Grocery store accountability. Grocery store accountability.
Mom, can we get those?
Not today. Everything's just so expensive.
Has it always been this bad?
I'm worried it's only going to get worse.
Pretty simple to the point ad. Is a good ad, especially starting it off with this clip here of Carney talking about holding him accountable to the price at grocery stores. Well, it's time for him to get out of office. Liberal voters don't care. Most of them don't even know what policy the government has that they even support, and none of them can even point to a positive actual thing that has happened. But they still don't care. It's worse than talking to a stone. That's a good point there, James. It's sad, but it's true. It seems Liberal voters just vote Liberal because somebody told them 20 years ago or 40 years ago or 80 years ago, and that's what they do. They don't question it. They don't think for themselves. They're just like, I'll keep voting Liberal and destroy the country. On this episode of Far Off Ripoff, we got Andy Lee posting this. Canadian taxpayers gave almost $20 million to the Climate Institute in Korea to create nature-based solutions for livelihoods in mangrove landscapes. Yeah, because Canadians are starving and that's what our money's going to. Project aims to strengthen Indonesia's climate mitigation and adaptation efforts and improve the sustainability of coastal livelihoods by supporting the restoration and protection of mangrove ecosystems in North and East Kalimantan, as if that's somehow important to Canada. Can the Liberals prove that this is where this $20 million went? I mean, it shouldn't go to this, but at least prove that that's where this money went. I bet you if we have them answer to every single one of these that I've brought up on the channel, we are not getting this value for money. The money is disappearing somewhere. That's why the Liberals like to send it abroad, because then it can't be audited. Moving ahead, we've got quite the scene here. We've got Mark Carney's new candidate, Dolly Burgum, former NDP deputy leader in Ontario, who joined the Liberal Party. There's a bunch of NDP that are pissed off at her because she changed teams. She gets asked here, should Canada reduce temporary foreign workers if it suppresses Canadian wages? Well, she says no.
If the foreign temporary workers suppress wages, should we reduce the levels that come in year after year?
Yes.
So she's already acting like a Liberal because you can see she's for Scarborough Southwest. Carney trying to maintain his NDP support. As Mark Nixon has posted here, angry eruption. NDP supporter explodes over former Ontario NDP deputy leader Dolly Burgum crosses the floor to the Liberals. This guy starts dropping F-bombs all over the place. This is a wild scene.
Mr. Brand, I got to ask you too, quickly, because it's getting international headlines, maybe for the wrong reasons. The NDP leadership convention in Winnipeg last weekend.
So this starts getting into a heated debate here, and then it starts going into F-bombs. Rebel News then pops over to this to catch the story.
I'm trying to ask a question. You said the fuck up. You said it was. You said it. You said it was a moral failure to simultaneously provide. Let me.
So Dolly Burgum is right there. This is the former NDP that's now Carney's Liberal.
Let me ask my question. You said it was a moral failure to simultaneously provide weapons to the country, the party committing atrocities. That's Israel. Let's go. And now you are joining that party. You said it was a moral failure. It was not just hypocritical, it was a moral failure. and now you are joining that party.
Lower it down.
So what is?
Lower it down.
I was just trying to ask a question. I had these goons.
What's your name?
My name is Alex.
Alex, my friend. I am as horrified as you are for the
No, I don't think you
people
are.
of Palestine. You have heard me speak in the legislature.
I have.
You have, right?
Yes.
You know how I feel. We have to stand up for the people across the world, for Canadians and for anyone around the world, vulnerables who are suffering.
So,
And you know I will
but you are joining the complicit government, the party that you said was complicit in genocide in September. That was 6 months ago.
I mean, you can't argue his point there. From the NDP's position, they're joining the evil government. Well, they are. She's flip-flopping on her position by going from the NDP to the Liberals. Now, while I don't agree with the nonsense that comes out of this guy's mouth or her mouth, he is right in calling her out for flipping from the NDP to the Liberals.
Ms. Begum, sorry for that outburst, but can I ask you, floor crossing has been very much in the news this year, Ms. Begum, and you have switched from the NDP to the Liberals. Is that because you don't see the NDP as a credible party anymore? Please don't touch me. Ms. Begum, can you
She's not going to answer that. Of course not. She's a Liberal.
give me the reason that you switched? Excuse me.
No need to shut, man.
What are you doing in the doorway there?
Trying to get out of the building.
Yeah. Stop. You forgot how to walk. Ms. Begum, is the NDP still a serious party anymore? Why did you leave the NDP? What did Mark Carney offer you, Ms. Begum? Well, no answers there. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, some sort of cash prize. We know how it goes. Corruption is rampant in our country. Looks like Carney's splashing Brookfield cash in all the right directions. It's so blatantly clear what's happening. How are we a real country? Look at all these people running interference for the turncoat NDPer. The left is eating itself in real time. Moving ahead, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Strait of Hormuz and Iran. We've got breaking 2-week ceasefire plan between Iran and Oman to charge fees on ships transitioning through the Strait of Hormuz. Apparently, they've been charging $2 million per ship, and when each ship is bringing goods worth hundreds of millions of dollars, they are happily paying this just to get through.
We're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
For the fifth time in 17 days, the American president has walked back a deadline, posting on Tuesday night, subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This only hours after he threatened a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again.
We're negotiating so aggressively, but fundamentally the ball is in the Iranians' court.
Bombast, a signature style of Donald Trump, led to no action after Pakistan managed to curb what critics believed was an American path to committing war crimes. Its prime minister asking Trump to extend the deadline for 2 weeks, leaving civilian and energy infrastructure intact, but vulnerable.
I don't think we have a strategy right now. We have a series of tactics.
Even as the U.S. maintains air superiority over Iran, its might is meeting resistance from a population no longer seeing the U.S. as there to help, putting pressure on
a population no longer seeing the U.S. there to help. That's what they said on Global News. I don't think that's the reality. Who they're showing here is IRGC indoctrinated people who just follow along. It's like the people of North Korea who don't know what's going on. They don't know they're being indoctrinated by the Kims. They just go along with it because they think that's real life. These people are brainwashed.
Putting pressure on negotiators as they seek to bridge a gap. White House officials say the president was demanding that Iran meet the moment, but there's clearly deep-seated anger. Gulf nations were struck repeatedly by missiles and drones on Tuesday, partly why they are not assisting in mediation.
We have been warning since 2023 that escalation left unchecked will get us into a situation where it cannot be controlled.
If Washington sought to scare Iran into making a deal, it may have worked, but any escalation could result in revolt and result in sympathy towards the regime.
And now you've just created, again, a failed state with thousands, millions of folks of various capabilities and at various levels of organization who will now seek out some type of revenge.
For now, even in a pause, the region and world remain on a knife's edge.
So after seeing that, what do we have? We've got Iran is attacking 5 countries in the Middle East. They've already broken the ceasefire. They agreed to a 2-week ceasefire, and hours later, they have attacked Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. Iran doesn't seem too serious about upholding their end of the bargain here. So the question is, what's Trump going to do now? We see this, U.S.-Israel forces bombed Iran's Iraq Aluminum Company, the country's largest producer of aluminum, a few moments ago. We've got media on the ground here. It says, just in, Iran continues to launch missiles at Israel despite ceasefire.
Incoming, one of them screamed over our... And that would be either the detonation of an interceptor missile or a successful interception of an Iranian missile. We saw one of those with the secondary boosters, and they're really terrifying because they're firing the propellant of the missile itself, trying to scream faster, more than 1,000 miles an hour as it's re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. It'll fire that secondary booster, trying to evade the interceptor missiles and hit a target on the ground. That one, as it was firing its secondary booster, we saw 2 interceptors tracing for it, and then it went out over the Mediterranean, over the water there. So it missed, and that's obviously a good sign. We have some deep rumbles from a couple other explosions here. I've just got from the IDF. I was able to text just now. I'm curious because we had about 20 minutes ago had alerts in the south and had been told that that was potentially from the Houthis in Yemen, that missile in southern Israel was not from Iran. This latest attack on Tel Aviv and central Israel, I'm told by the IDF, was in fact fired by Iran. And the biggest questions here we have is the reaction from the Israeli side, Jerusalem, how they will interpret a ceasefire, because they were not there, as far as we know. They did not have any kind of direct contact with the Pakistani negotiating team that was doing the intermediary for negotiating with the Iranians and the U.S. Is the Israeli side, are they fully party to the ceasefire? The Iranians have been hitting really hard that they would only accept a deal if the deal included a cessation of the war in Lebanon against what they call the resistance. We would call the terror group Hezbollah. The Iranians saying that they would only agree to a deal if that was included. The Israelis are entrenched with tens of thousands of soldiers right now in southern Lebanon, engaged in a ground battle with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. So I'm really curious to see, as it's Passover, it's 3:30 in the morning here. We're not getting official reaction from our sources in Jerusalem.
They don't know if Iran knows. They keep striking them. This is a complete gong show. It's a ceasefire between U.S. and Iran. Well, is that what it is? Israel's not on the table with this? And with all of this going on, we've got oil prices crashing here, minus 21% in the last 8 hours. We're down to $93 U.S. a barrel. We've got Pierre Poilievre coming out with this. Mr. Prime Minister, you're getting up to $9 billion in windfall revenues from high oil prices. That money does not belong to you. Give it back. Stop taxing gas. Save money's $1,200 at the pumps this year. Of course, Carney's not going to do that because he's greedy. Good job on Poilievre calling him out here. He should be cutting the gas taxes. He could cut it to a rate to reflect the average price right now, so they're not taking excess tax. But really, they should just cut all the taxes off of gas and give people a break around here. Considering he's the one destroying many Canadian lives with so much inflation and inflationary spending, the government's not in it for the people, so what do? Moving ahead, we've got quite the unexpected story. Justin Trudeau showing up in none other than Cancun at a banking convention, giving a speech, calls for stronger North American integration at Cancun Banking Convention. Former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called the strengthening for North American regional integration to create a more competitive bloc against the global regions during his address at the 89th Banking Convention in Cancun on Friday. Didn't have that on my bingo card for 2026. Can only imagine how that speech went. Good day, everyone. Banking. That's about it, folks. Hold on. So the guy that admitted that he can't do basic math is talking at a banking convention? Yeah, there's a clip of Trudeau saying that he's bad at basic math. You can't make this stuff up. Elbows up when they retire. They are everywhere in the world except Canada. My prediction is Carney leaves politics. He goes either to the UK or straight to the United States. Yeah, most likely he'll go to the UK. That's his favorite place to be. That's where he went for his birthday. And while we're talking about Trudeau, let's just get all of this Trudeau news out in one go here. We've got Trudeau hanging out with Chinese Olympic gold medalist Eileen Gu. Shared a photo on her Instagram with none other than Trudeau and Prince Harry. skiing together. We also got Katy Perry sharing this one with Justin Trudeau. I'm sure their conversations are very intellectual. And another one here, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau living his best life after he's destroyed Canada. Go away, Trudeau. No one in Canada wants to see your mug here ever again. I want to jump back to Carney's press conference from yesterday. There's a little bit of body language I want to analyze. Nixon pointing out he touches his nose when he's asked about crime in Canada. This is one of his tells that he's lying. He's got something to hide.
Global News obtained data from the Privy Council Office's internal polling program last November that shows that 55% of Canadians feel crime is on the rise. Why do you think that is?
Well,
it's been very consistent. When Mark Carney lies, he touches his nose like that. And the reason why is nothing to do with his nose. It has everything to do with trying to psychologically block the lie from coming out of your mouth. That's why people do that. They'll touch higher up on their face. That's where there's that whole saying, the higher you touch on your face, the bigger the lie. It's just a subconscious thing to try to block the lie physically coming out of your mouth because you know you're about to lie and you shouldn't be lying.
the level of crime is too high. I mean, you can say any level of crime is too high. The level of crime is too high. What is happening in many municipalities is that we're starting to see a decline in the level of crime, but there is understandably always going to be a lag before that materializes in a changing of view.
He knows he's full of crap here. Mississauga has a website here where they show the crimes. They map them out on a map. This is the crime from the past 24 hours. We have a V here, which is vehicle theft. A is assault, vehicle theft. We've got an M, which is mischief, more vehicle thefts, assault. This is 24 hours. If we go back, and there's a little thing on the left here, you can put the date. We're going to go back 1 month. This is the crime in Mississauga for a month. And this is only Mississauga. And now we've got some other colors here. We've got street candy is the D. We've got F, which is fraud. R over here, which is robbery. Another robbery, another robbery, another robbery. I mean, they're all over the place. You can see exactly where these happened. This guy's house got robbed. This one, there's mischief, vehicle theft, assault. B's here are break and enter, break and enter, break and enter. I mean, look at this community. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This isn't a month. Is this acceptable to have this many break and enters? Are you kidding me? Canadians need to have self-defense tools. If these garbage people show up, you blast them, you take them out. If every Canadian blasted one of these people every single day with these break and enters, Canada would be a safer place. And he has the audacity to say, oh, crime's getting a little bit better. Who cares? Yeah, that sums it up. Hey, active police officer in Ontario here. I can confirm that crime is not going down. Violent crime is on the rise and judges are releasing everyone. Carney is a liar. Speak directly to those with boots on the ground to get your true facts. He knows nothing. You have it right here. Ontario police officer calling out Carney for being a liar.